Okay guys, Paul McLean, Family First Life West Coast, coming to you real quick. I've had a couple questions over the same week that have been pretty consistent. And so the question is this: if you're going into a client's house or you're sitting with their family, right? And you're going through it, you feel good, they're connecting with you, and then all of a sudden halfway through, there's another knock on the door, right? And the person that's knocking on the door is another insurance agent. And they come back in and they come into the client's house, or the client goes to answer the door. What do you say? So how I handle that is I kind of prep the client before they go to the door, because a lot of times they'll say, oh, that's the other agent, or there's somebody else coming over. And I'll say, listen guys, do what you want to do, but I'm just telling you, I've done this a long time. And I've had clients say, like, Paul, I've had like 11 people that they just keep showing up. And a lot of times they're captive sales reps from all these different carriers. And they're like, I want to jump off a bridge because it doesn't stop. And so the good news is this, guys, I failed underwrite. So my job is to kind of help really, subsidize that and negate that from you having to go through and see all these family or agents. I'll show you all the different options and all the different carriers. Now, if you're like, I don't really like you, Paul, well, then you should talk to a bunch of people, because you do want to have somebody that's helping you, that you like, because they're all the same products, all the same carriers. I mean, it's insurance. It's not like you're buying a car. It's qualification and what have you. So what I tell him is I just tell him you're taken care of. But you got to kind of say like, no, I'm good, I'm taken care of, because if he's a captive salesperson, he'll try to push real hard. Because if he'll underwrite, he won't care because he just get paid to show up. So that's what I tell him. So I prep the client and give them feedback on what to say when they answer the door. Now, you could say, what if they don't know who it is? They forget, or maybe it's an agent door knocking and the agent comes in. I'll say, hey guys, I'll say, listen man, I've got it all taken care of. The client, and you guys, I don't mean to speak for you, but they don't want to meet with a ton of different people. They just want to look at options with one person and go through all the different carriers. So I've kind of got them taken care of right now. But if you want to, once a policy comes out, if they want to have it reviewed and see if there's some different, that's fine. But is it fair to assume, guys, you guys probably don't want to have a bunch of people coming over right now? And so I'll almost speak for the client and say, I don't want to be presumption, but is that fair to say? And so I'll handle it like that. So I'm taking charge, right? Because it's hard for them to say anything, because I'm almost speaking for the client. I say, is that right? And the client's now agreeing to it because I'm in control. I'm the doctor. You can say, what if another doctor walks in? I'm the head doctor, right? Like when you go into surgery, you got a head doctor, then you got the other ones. I'm taking control. I'm taking charge, right? So now let's say you knock on the door. The roles are flipped. You're the one knocking on the door. You walk in and there's an agent at the table. What I'd say is this. I say, listen guys, you go ahead and finish up with him and go through all the different options and what have you. I've got a couple appointments. I'm running really behind. I'm gonna go run to the next one. Now this is what I would suggest, but it's up to you guys. But I'm sure you sent in multiple forms because you wanted to have all the different options to figure out what the best thing is for you guys. The easy thing is this: once he goes through all the options for you guys, obviously I wouldn't sign anything. I'm not telling you what to do, but nobody does. And I'll come back out and go through the options so you guys can lay it all out, think about it, and talk about it, pray about it, figure out what option you want to choose, and then you could qualify at a later time. But right now it's probably fair to assume you're just gathering all the information options, right? You're not making a decision. So I almost kind of like tell them to think about it, right? And then I'm just gonna drop off options and they can gather it all, and then they can make a decision a week later or what have you as they kind of look it over and think about it, because that's what they intended to do by sending in multiple forms, correct? And then they go ahead, yes, that's correct. And so once I get over there, obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and go through everything and then close the deal and go from there. So I hope that makes sense, right? A lot of times you wanna just kind of play along with it, and then you go ahead and get back in front of them and help that family. No different than if you're on the phones and the client says, this week is really busy, can you call me back next week? You don't say, no, I can't do that. You play along. You say, perfect. No big deal. I understand a busy schedule. In fact, they've got me managing multiple different counties. I'll do my best to help you. I'll put down some notes. So you play along. What time are you home? What time does your wife get home? Okay, anything planned Monday through Friday? Got it. Listen, guys, my schedule is really behind. I'm going to be all over the place the next couple weeks because this is important. And so we've got more requests, more families than agents out there. But I know how important this is to you. So what I'm going to do is this. I'll tell you what now. Tomorrow my schedule is completely booked. I know you're home after 7. I'm gonna try to move my 7:30 to an earlier time and get you in at 7:30, but if I can't make that work, I'll go ahead and let you know. See, I played along and then I go right back to it, right? Once I've created the scenario that I'm gonna excel in, which I spoke about in the last video, the scenario, I've set the stage that I'm busier, but I do it as I play along, as I go along with it. So I hope this makes sense, guys. Make it a massive week, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.